Hi, this is Raila Sheikh from Transformetrics. Welcome back to our channel again. I'm here to make you understand how we need to make our resume more presentable so that you get selected into any corporate wherein you apply for. So the first thing which I would like you to focus on, that is your way you write your resume, okay, and how you need to the choice of color of your resume, the font size of your resume, the skill sets, where do you need to place, as well as the references, how the references play the important role in getting you selected in an organization. Okay, so the first thing is, like, I would suggest, like, if you have a professional photo which is a passport size, that you need to place on the left hand side of your resume, wherein I would prefer that left hand side of your resume has to be of your all your personal things, like your name, your number. I would suggest, like, you put your alternate number as well, your email address, okay, your LinkedIn ID, okay, because people would like to view your LinkedIn ID just to understand you better, okay, based on your skill sets and whom do you follow, what is your likings of professional likes, what you are more focused into. That actually helps the person to understand you before they could call you for an interview. Secondly, if you have a Skype ID, like Google Meet or anything of that sort, that also you can put as a link so that you can get connected on Skype if it is for an international jobs if you're looking out for. And then, of course, on the second page of your left side, you need to put your achievements, the awards, the recognition. And this should be especially from the corporate sectors, like the day one when you started your career, not from your school what you have achieved, not from your college what you have achieved, because that will not make any sense. You can put that, but then you need not have to highlight it more, because more what the person a professional level, they will be looking at what have you achieved in your career when you started your career. That makes more sense. Yeah, and on the right hand side of the resume, of course, your objectives, your skills, I need to say, okay, what skills you are more keen in and what kind of a job you're looking out for. Okay, your technical skills, your non-technical skills. Technical skills in the sense, if you're not a techie guy, but still you are familiar with the application softwares which you have worked in an organization. So every company has their own individual software where you must be familiar with, like PeopleSoft, Siebel, any of the applications wherein you might have worked on. Okay, so that kind of application softwares that you are familiar about it. And secondly, I would suggest that you need to write all your career experience, company names in one place, from this year to this year, this year to this year, like 3-4 companies wherein you have worked, plus below when you start your skills, all your skills from day one when you started with the first company and the present company wherein you are working, all the skill sets in that page, because it doesn't look decent enough these days, like you write the company name and then you write the experience, then again you write your company, then you write your experience. It's like a lot of things get repeated in that resume. The repetition should not happen, because that doesn't look more like attracted to the managers, because they don't have time as well. Okay, and you need to make sure that you don't have to highlight your age. Okay, but and of course you can mention your passport number, okay, because if you're applying for any international company, they would like to know whether you have a passport or not. So the passport number would also with an expiry date of your passport, because if you're an IT person, because obviously IT guys do travel abroad, even a business development guy do travel abroad for a marketing purpose. So if you have that passport ID, that also create an impact that yes, you are updated and you have a passport with an expiry date, that this is what it is. So that helps them to understand you more better in that way. Secondly, you need to be very specific when you choose the color to your resume. I understand people do use very vibrant colors to look to make sure that it gets very attractive. People do highlight their name into like the names very big names, highlighting in a very big font size. That actually doesn't help. I'm telling you, it has to be at a medium size so that it looks more presentable. Rather, you putting into bold letters or anything of that sort. You can put it bold, but to a certain extent, not to very big font size. Doesn't look nice. Secondly, make sure that you make your resume crisp and clear, because it should not be more than 3 pages according to me, because more experiences you have, but then you just need to highlight it, and then you can put a small video link on that resume, because if when they click on that link, they will be able to understand you better, the way you present yourself on the video, the way you talk, the way you express, the way you interact on the video. That will also help them. A short introduction about yourself, that will help them more to understand you better before they could call you for an interview. So, and of course, your hobbies, because hobbies is also important to understand whether you are you're an indoor game you like, or outdoor games, or you like cinema or you don't like cinema. So these are the basic, in any cultural environment, like if a big industry it is, they would like to know more about it. But just to be it has to be end to end, it has to be completed. You start with your photo, your name, your email addresses, phone number, LinkedIn ID, experiences and all, and then based on that you need to step by step, you need to focus on your education, obviously your education does matters, like what is the grade of your education. If you want to put it, you can put the percentage wise, but I actually recommend that not to put it on the resume. Doesn't look nice when you are face to face, or you have your documents. When you submit your documents after you getting selected, they would come to know what was the percentage in that. But unless and until it is necessary or required, then only put it. Otherwise, I would suggest that you need to just avoid that. Just put the education, like if you're a BTech or a MCA or whatever it is, post graduation. That also creates an impact on the resume. That is very important as well, to know that you are a graduate or you are a postgraduate. So in that way, I believe you will be able to you will be able to get your job easily in the market. Okay, and I wish you all the best for this. So I would like you guys to please like this video, subscribe it and share it. Thank you so much.